guys, Brad Daddis here. We're at our Cherry Hill, New Jersey school. Today we're going to talk about some defenses to the plum position. Some of you might just refer to it as the Thai clinch, although there's more than one Thai clinch. One hand behind the other. I have full control of Joe's head, which means I can pull him into my knees, pull him into my elbows. It's a horrible place for Joe to be. Great place for me to be. So we'll talk about offensive maneuvers from there later. Right now, we're going to talk about defense and what to do when somebody puts you in that position. First things first, don't let somebody put you in that position. All right, so when Joe tries to grab behind my head, boom, I'm blocking his arms. There's different things I want to do to avoid that from happening in the first place. We're going to assume worst case scenario, he gets the full plum position, position number one, Thai clinch. Rule number one, always guys, hips in, head up. Okay, hips in and head up. Why do I push my hips in? For two reasons. I don't want to give him any space to be able to throw those knees. And two, it gives me leverage to help me get my head back up. All right? The last thing I want is for him to pull my head down. Once it's already down, guys, it's real hard to get it back up. All right? And don't think elbows and things like that are going to stop these knees. Eventually, I'm going to get caught with one. So we can't let this happen. So as soon as he grabs my head, boom, hips in, head up. All right? I don't want, like I said it just a second ago, when he turns my head, my body's going to follow. So I'm going to reach around the back of his neck, all right? Right now we're assuming that he's just not letting me swim on the inside of his arms to get the clinch back myself. At a minimum, I'm around his neck and I'm grabbing his forearm, okay? So when Joe tries to turn me from this position, which is one of the things he tries to do, boom, boom, I have good positioning, I'm stable, I'm steady, and again, my feet are shoulder width apart, I'm on the balls of my feet, no space between me and him. He can't elbow me either. All right, makes things very difficult for him. Now, defense number one, we're going to start with two defenses. These are great for beginners. The first one is just basically pummeling back inside, but there's a trick to it. We can't just reach both arms inside, all right? I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to drop my level, turn my body sideways, and swim it in. Now I'm going to have the space to get the other one in. You can see I have the position back myself. Again, hips and head up. Always. Drop my level while I turn to the side. Now I can snake it in. One. At a minimum, we end up with a 50-50 here. We can duke it out from there. Two. Notice when I have the plum myself, my head is on the side of his head, not out here, guys. He can still punch me from here. Uppercuts, overhands, all right? Only when I'm ready only when I'm ready to throw elbows and knees do I create the space. Otherwise, my head's on the side. So that's defense number one. Preventative, hips in and head up. Then we swim, we call that the swim method to get the clinch back. The second one we're going to do is just a quick shoulder roll. It looks like this. He's got the clinch. I reached around the back of his neck. Watch. Boom. I just popped it open. From here, I can knee myself, or again, I can take the clinch back just, all by myself. So we're here, grab around the neck. What I'm going to do, guys, is roll my left shoulder towards the camera. It's going to create so much pressure on his shoulder that it breaks his grip. So I can punch from here. If I want to separate, maybe I'm an outside fighter and I want to punch and kick with this guy and I don't want to clinch with him, that'll allow me to do that. So one more time. Around the neck, that position I talked about earlier to keep safe. Hips and head up. Boom, roll it in. Hey, real simple technique. Give that one a try. So this is the first two we're going to talk about for beginners. I'm going to go right into a couple more for you guys that are a little bit more advanced. The third one we like to teach. We call this one the karate chop method. We're not literally karate chopping. All right, but check it out. I'm here. One of my goals here is I need to create space to get my arms on the inside. So this time we're assuming he's not letting me get those other defenses. I'm not able to swim on the inside, so I'm going to come over the top of his face, right across his neck, right on the jawline there. And it looks like a karate chop almost. I'm going to start to straighten my arm. Again, putting tremendous amount of pressure on his arms and creating space. From here, boom, it's a great position to just throw overhands from. Or, boom, boom, we take the clinch back to ourselves. Again. Good. Hips in, head up. Come in front. straighten that arm out. Boom. Right, or swim in, taking the clinch back. So that's our third one, that's our karate chop method. Here's a little bit of a more advanced one. This is a counter to the clinch, it's not necessarily an escape from it. He's got it. I'm here. I'm going to go like I was going to do the karate chop. This hand is also going to come over that one. I'm going to grab both of his shoulders. From here, I create the space, boom, and I can pull him into knees from this position. His arms are stuck. I have more control than he does, believe it or not. You can't see it, but I'm wrenching down my arms. His hands are starting to come apart in the back of my head. He loses a lot of control. Boom, boom. I can throw really good straight knees. Trust me, they're going to let go of that clinch. You'll be able to get it yourself or get back to striking, punching, and kicking range. So again, let's do that one. Good basic defense. Well, that's not working. So go out here. We call this the X. Boom. Boom. Strong, sharp knees. And again, I can pull him into that using both hands. All right? So those are 4 methods right there to counter the plum position in Thai boxing. Practice them. Guarantee one of them is going to be your favorite. And when you get good at one, you're almost able to use it every time successfully. But don't let yourself get put there in the first place either. We'll see you next time, guys. See you next week.